Good evening, wrestling fans from the world-famous AWL Arena in Tokyo, Japan. This is the Animated Wrestling League.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and this is the number one contenders match for the Animated Wrestling League Joshi Championship. Introducing first, he is the number one ranked in the AWL Best 4 and one half of the reigning Animated Wrestling League Joshi Tag Team Champions, the daughter of the Dragon, Dragoness.
Dragoness lost a singles match against the debuting Black Tigress last week on AWL Strong and Free, while the number one rank in the AWL Best 4. Therefore, she must defend her rank in this number one contenders match before she will be permitted to challenge for the Joshi Championship and obtain the opportunity to obtain double gold in the Animated Wrestling League. Amy Wade, in the main event this evening, awaits the winner of this contest. And stiff competition for the Daughter of the Dragon as she faces the 10 pounds of muscle in a 5-pound bag.
And her opponent, making her way to the ring from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, one half of UK Gen 2, Emily Nagasaki.
Two second-generation professional wrestlers will clash in our opening contest tonight on AWL Hontai episode 416. We are on our way to the season finale. And we now know here in AWL Hontai, and Hontai exclusively, I'll explain why later, CM Punk, the most controversial wrestler in the world right now, will be coming to the Animated Wrestling League, technically making his return to the AWL. We await the details on his first match. But right now, let's talk about the match in front of us. Dragoness getting pummeled in the opening second. Vertical suplex attempt. No! Vertical suplex powerbomb. The inhuman strength of Emily Nagasaki coming into play here. Number one rank in the AWL Best 4. Dragoness. Number 2 rank, Emily Nagasaki. That's why we have ranks. We put them together and have a number one contenders match. The winner of this bout faces the undefeated Amy Wade. The opportunity to not only break the undefeated streak, but become the AWL Joshi champion. What wrestler could possibly pass up that opportunity? Emily Nagasaki being granted this opportunity because of Dragoness' failure against Black Tigress last week. We, aside from our main event, which is technically yet to be determined, we have a whole bunch of action coming up for you tonight on AWL Hontai. Ganba Hisshi Dark makes his third defense of the AWL Intercontinental Championship. He has been challenged by the legend of Lucha Libre, Majiku. We have a rare submissions-only match between Chiba Akagi and Azteckaizer Neo. Chiba Akagi has already tapped out Azteckaizer Neo twice in circumstances where it didn't count. So let's see if he can do it a third time for all the marbles. Emerald Dragon and Sonbou no Yaiba will face each other with rank on the line. Our two contenders for the AWL Grand Championship here in Hontai go one-on-one this evening. Jessica Kidd, the partner of Emily Nagasaki, faces off against the Lightning Princess, Kaminari-hime, in the Joshi division, and that will be our very next match following the conclusion of this contest. As you will believe, a dragon can fly, ladies and gentlemen. Standard AWL rules in effect: 20 count on the outside, 10-minute time limit in this singles match. Now, in the event of a time limit draw, ranks do not change. So Dragoness would maintain her number one rank and therefore her number one contender's status. She would go from presumptive number one contender to actual number one contender, is the best way to explain it. So Emily Nagasaki has to win this, Dragoness has to not lose, and of course, count out a valid method of victory, ring out if you prefer, in this kind of a match. The AWL, it is built on rules, it is built on a system of determining in the crucible of combat who is the greatest professional wrestler alive today. in their respective division. Amy Wade tonight will be making her 5th title defense, and possibly, let me double check the records here, AWL Strong and Free, Amy Wade, 22 wins already in her career. She's going for number 23 tonight. How I screwed that up. Checking on the referee's count here, 6. Plenty of time to get this done. Emily Nagasaki will make it back into the ring. Dragoness showing off a little bit. She's feeling it. She's feeling the adrenaline. She's feeling the chance at double gold. And wait a minute! Nagasaki lock! She's got Emily Nagasaki in her own hold. That's a trick that Dragon used to pull back in the day, in the founding days of the league. Dragoness's father used to love to pull that trick to mentally discombobulate his opponents, but the discipline of Emily Nagasaki, the youngest daughter of the legendary Kendo Nagasaki, here the original British version. Oh, wait a minute, and biting now on the hand, on the wrist of Dragoness. I think she's pissed off, and she's going to show you this is how you do the Nagasaki lock. Submission opportunity here. Dragoness, no choice but to tap out, and you can hear that loud and clear. Zero controversy in this situation, ladies and gentlemen. We have our main event of the evening for the AWL Joshi Championship. Emily Nagasaki to challenge Amy Wade with both the title and the undefeated streak of 23 victories, 22 victories so far, I should say, on the line. That is how you execute the Nagasaki lock, a deadly submission maneuver. And enough for the victory right here, right now.
Here's the winner, Emily Nagasaki.
And there you see the graphic, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to the graphics department for that. And just to make sure the partners didn't get involved in this previous #1 contenders match, we have booked Jessica Kidd for singles action in the Joshi division.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making her way from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. One half of UK Gen 2. Lady Smooth, Jessica Kidd.
Lady Smooth comes into this match with a record of 28 wins, 26 losses, putting her at a ratio of +2. Putting her on the positive side of the win-loss ratio. A victory here could help rise her up the ranks and give her the option, maybe, of becoming a future contender in the AWL Best 4. That's what it's all about. Win your matches, get the opportunity for the Fight for 4, and get to the top. Meanwhile, we've got somebody who really needs help in the AWL Joshi.
And her opponent, making her way to the ring from the heavens, accompanied by Majikutsu, Kaminari-hime,
the Lightning Princess, gifted with the speed and the agility of a bolt of lightning. She is unfortunately 2-7 in her AWL career, putting her at -5, and that is on the bubble of the Danger Zone. Coming up at our season finale, once again, it's Batsu-mania, where 2 wrestlers will be fired, one from the men's division, one from the women's. The bottom 2 of AWL Hontai, the bottom 2 of AWL Strong and Free, go into that 4-way career-threatening match. And a victory tonight necessary to save Kaminari-hime from that fate, at least temporarily. going to be the World of Sport Style versus high-flying lucharesu, if you like that term. I like strong lucha. Or just plain old-fashioned high-flying acrobatic action. But take a look at this, the power advantage. Excellent angle, excellent arch on that suplex by Lady Smooth Jessica Kidd. 10-minute time limit in this singles non-title affair. Well, the AWL locker room is still buzzing over the news that CM Punk is coming to the Animated Wrestling League. We have been told he will make his AWL re-debut at AWL 420, and he will be exclusive to the AWL Hontai division. The reason for that, we currently have a working relationship between AWL Strong and Free, the Canadian branch, and All Elite Wrestling. That's what allows us to see talent like Willow Nightingale, like Orange Cassidy, and frankly, even the Bullet Club, the Bang Bang Gang. They're allowed to be in the AWL partly because of our working relationship with All Elite Wrestling. So we cannot have CM Punk on our Canadian show. So he will be exclusive here in Japan. We're going to have to pay to fly him back and forth, which is going to suck. But frankly, he wants a Japanese vacation, so why not? We do know he is set to compete at AWL Season 21 Finale. We will determine his opponent in future episodes of AWL Hontai, so please make sure to stay tuned and subscribe to the Animated Wrestling League so you do not miss the next phase in the career of the ever-controversial Charles Montgomery Punk. I should also point out that CM Punk was in the AWL for a brief stint many years ago, actually just after he left WWE the first time, left wrestling the first time, before he went into mixed martial arts, and he has a AWL lifetime record of 1-1 that will be maintained in his return to the AWL. 7 minutes, 35 seconds left on the clock. We've already had a couple of close falls here. Wait a minute, the double strike has become a common tactic in the AWL. Use your opponent's signature maneuver against them to try and demoralize them. The AWL fans observing this technical classic, this clash of styles, saying they are not worthy, but no, if you're a fan of the Animated Wrestling League, you are a true fan of professional wrestling. That makes you worthy of seeing the best wrestlers in the world compete at the highest level of competition, and that is what we try to bring you each and every week, twice a week, in Japan, in Canada, and all the ships at sea in the AWL. Leapfrog, one-woman flapjack. Lady Smooth Jessica Kidd showing her tactical ability as Kaminari-hime deciding she needs a breather here. Trying to break the momentum, does not seem to be effective. Short arm clothesline by Jessica Kidd, a former AWL Intercontinental Champion, I will point out. Defended that title under World of Sport rules during that title reign. Wait a minute, going now. She loves this way to get into the double wrist lock. Call it the Kimura. Call it the hoverboard lock. Call it whatever you like. It is extremely painful. The human arm not meant to bend in that direction. Kaminari-hime able to roll away from it. Undo the twist. Goes for the springboard maneuver. Gets some of it, but that was more accidental than on purpose. And now looking for that, knee breaker. Of course, the white knees of Dover. The finishing maneuver of Lady Smooth. And look at this, up, step up, faster than lightning, Lady Smooth, Jessica Kidd avoiding the strike. But still it was very pretty to look at. Uppercut by Kaminari-hime, who needs this win more than Lady Smooth does, quite frankly. And of course, where she's most comfortable, up at the top rope, elbow drop. Oh no! Hana! Hana Baba Ganoush of the famous Baba Ganoush wrestling family takes a hard shot.
Open takeoff, 5 minutes. 5-minute cost.
And that is the inexperience of the Lightning Princess. Unable to aim properly. Butterfly suplex with a bridge. The discombobulated Hana Baba Ganoush into the cover for the 1, 2. She is groggy. And that inadvertent, I have to believe, elbow drop to the referee, proving a salvation for Kaminari-hime. If that had been a regular cadence of the 3 count, that would have been it. That would have been a 1, 2, 3 end of the match. Kaminari-hime, where's she gonna go? She's thinking springboard, or maybe she's thinking spear. Yes, she is! A Raiden-like torpedo. Slingshot spear. Like another God of Thunder. Double kick, double strike. Lightning strikes twice. 1, 2. Both women have tried that maneuver. Both have failed to get that final and fatal 3 count. Women's wrestling, the chant from the AWL faithful in the sold-out AWL arena. Thundercracker! Isatsuwaza, the Thundercracker. 1, 2, 3. A much, much needed win for the Lightning Princess. Boom, Thundercracker. Absolutely incredible. You must call this result an upset.
Here's your winner, Kaminari-hime!
And for the moment, Kaminari-hime saves herself from Botchamania. Rank is on the line. It's a dragon versus a demon of death. Welcome to professional wrestling.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall and rank is on the line. Introducing first, making it through the ring on Hisshi, accompanied by Ultramantis Black, representing Yokai Butai, the Emerald Dragon.
The Spirit Army, the Yokai Butai. And wise advice, as always, from the great and devious Ultramantis Black. Coming into the AWL ring. He is mostly retired from in-ring competition these days. He has a valid Japanese manager's license. He is the mental guiding light and force behind Yokai Butai, as well as the source of many of their dark magics. Alright, get ready to plug your ears, because here comes that demonic announcer again.
And the parents, accompanied by from the underworld, representing the pit, the blade that cuts between life and death,
Sonbou no Yaiba became the number 4 rank in the AWL Best 4 by defeating Yokai Butai member Shiroke Kitsune last week. And now he challenges the Emerald Dragon to rise to the 3rd rank. Hey, a libertarian asshole called, he wants his entrance back. Sonbou no Yaiba comes into this match 26 wins, 21 losses, compared to the Emerald Dragon's 65 to 56. On paper, this match belongs to the Emerald Dragon, but never underestimate the indomitable force that is Sonbou no Yaiba. Oh, look, backflip drop kick does not take the giant down. He drops down of his own volition, but a beautiful head scissors, remembering that Emerald Dragon started his career as Wyvern, as a young high flyer, before that amulet of transmogrification was granted to him by Ultramantis Black, mutating him into his current highly dragonic form. He was not born looking like that, folks. He chose that form to further his career in professional wrestling, and he is now in the AWL Best 4, the highest ranked in AWL Hontai for the Grand Championship. Of course, coming up this Friday on AWL Strong and Free, we have a Grand Championship match scheduled between champion Black Tiger Justice and number 1 ranked Project Tetsu 3.0. So the winner of this match, after that bout, will be elevated to the 2nd rank. And Dragon gonna fly, the Emerald Dragon, high cross body, gets absolutely all of it. Look at that, good, oh wait a minute, Pele kick off of a low German suplex, could barely get him over for that, almost like an O'Connor roll in a German, and right into the shield of our international announce table, where I am not seated. I am here in my nice, safe, socially distanced commentation station in Gisei, the Demon Gisei, with a steel chair. Hana Baba Ganoush of the famous Baba Ganoush wrestling family, still recovering from that inadvertent elbow shot by Kaminari-hime. Sees the chair, gets rid of it, damn near throws it at Gisei's head. I love a referee with a little bit of bite. Downward spiral by the Emerald Dragon. Now he's taken the monster off of his feet. Uh-oh. Inverted choke slam. And what the hell is this? He did know that was never going to work, right? Oh, wait a minute. Gisei now getting physically involved here. Going to claim that he was just helping Emerald Dragon back into the ring. And take a look at this, the strength, the inhuman strength of the Emerald Dragon, picking up a super heavyweight for a maneuver like that. Face first into those rubber mats, those protective mats on the outside. Less than an inch thick, more to protect the floor of the arena from the bodies of the wrestlers than the other way around, frankly. Slingshot over the top rope. And wait a minute, going for the Sun Tzu, crossing the deadly trip across the river into the land of the dead. 1, 2. Dragon revived. Ultramantis Black looking on. This is the type of action you can expect when the AWL Grand Championship is at stake. Oh! Snapdragon! Referee checking for the rope break, and that's the problem when you're facing someone as physically large as Sonbou no Yaiba. Almost anywhere in the ring, they've got an opportunity for a rope break. So now Sonbou no Yaiba getting under the ropes, realizing there's little Dragon can do from this position, but he can do this. One of the safest maneuvers for the attacker, one of the most dangerous for the recipient, because all the attacker does is just drop down in order to introduce his opponent very hard and very fast to the steel superstructure of a wrestling ring. Standing Dragon Star. Knee drop right to the inside of the elbow. And actually just, with like a chop motion, smack the inside of your elbow as lightly as you can. You will still notice how much that hurts. So imagine a man the size of the Emerald Dragon dropping his knee right on the inside of your elbow. That would be excruciating. And that was also his choke slam and arm. Look at this! Dragon Salt! Call it a Lion Salt if you like. When he does it, it's the Dragon Salt. But once again, the foot under the ropes, crossing the plane of the ropes. That's all you need to do. Under AWL rules, you do not have to have a foot on the ropes. Just have to cross the plane. We are halfway through this match, and that choke slam, this time he hits it all the way down to the underworld. 1, 2, and just that brief second of hesitation between the choke slam and the pin, the difference between victory and defeat. And now going for the Sansu cross again. No, big back body drop. Emerald Dragon escapes. Snapdragon. 1, 2. No, I thought that was actually going to be another rope break, but the Snapdragon very effective. One more time, says the crowd. I believe them. And that's not a clothesline, that is a tree trunk. Choke slam again. Into the cover. 1, 2. Just barely is the Emerald Dragon able to get his opponent off of his shoulders within 3 seconds. Sansu crossing a second time. Oh god, and this, oh, wait a minute. Ultramantis Black with the Dark Magics reviving the Emerald Dragon, giving him an opportunity here. Bulldog! Emerald Dragon saved from the River of Death by the Dark Magics of the great and devious Ultramantis Black. 20 count on the outside as always. We've got about 3 minutes and change left on the clock. This could go down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen, very easily.
3分残り 3 minutes. 3 minutes left.
Now remember, Dragon comes into this bout with the higher rank, so he would maintain rank on a time limit draw. But I don't want to see a time limit draw, and I don't think anybody involved in this match does either. Ultramantis Black might see the strategic value there, but he knows that his warriors, his fighters, his wrestlers want clean, solid victories that they can brag about to their friends and loved ones back in the mysterious forest. Elbow strike. Escaping what was probably going to be the Dragonic driver. That new finishing move he's been waiting. Oh, look at this, look at this! The strike, the power with one arm! A one-arm power slam on a super heavyweight. I love the big meaty men slapping meat, and that is the Dragon Drop.
2 minutes left.
Dragon Drop number 1, bequeathed to him by his original mentor. He follows the advice of Ultramantis Black. He leans into the lessons of the original AWL Dragon and finds victory over the demon of death. The blade that cuts between life and death has been rendered asunder. Emerald Dragon maintains rank with Dragon Drop number 1.
It is your winner, the Emerald Dragon.
And you know, whenever Emerald Dragon tastes the sweet nectar of victory, it builds up inside him. He cannot resist letting it out in a primal, dragonic roar. I love this. We gotta get settled it between these two. Let's have a submissions match.
The following contest is scheduled for one submission. There is no time limit, no disqualification, no count-out, and submission counts anywhere. Introducing first, fighting out of Yokohama, Japan, representing Nagasaki, a final submission, Chiba, Akagi.
Well, you heard the rules. Chiba Akagi wants a clean, clear submission victory over this man. And there will be no excuses, no other option.
And his opponent, making his way to the ring from parts unknown, he is the bearer of the Star of Aztec, Dragoness,
Azteckaizer Neo has tapped out to the sharpshooter, but it was outside the ring. He has tapped out to the double trapezius claw hold, but he was not the legal man in the match. Now, no DQ, no count out, submissions count anywhere. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, no more excuses for either man. This match will continue until there is a victor. Special dispensation by the AWL Commissioner granted for this unusual match, violating the traditional AWL rule set. Bang a gong. We are on now. Looking at the win-loss record, these two are actually right next to each other on the rankings. Azteckaizer Neo is the 4th highest ranked wrestler in terms of win-loss record. Chiba Akagi is the 5th, and that's overall. If you look at just the men's division, they are actually number 3 and number 4. Azteckaizer Neo, 53 wins, 25 losses ratio of plus 28. Chiba Akagi, 50 and 30 in his career, plus 20. Azteckaizer Neo with a bit better record, but not by that much in the grand scheme of the Animated Wrestling League. Two longtime veterans. I remember when Azteckaizer Neo came in as part of the second generation stable of Shin Jidai, the new era. They were the Three Musketeers, it was Wyvern, it was Matt Classic 2, and it was Azteckaizer Neo, a great trio that stayed together through some very turbulent times in the Animated Wrestling League, including when we were bought out by Global Wrestling Monopoly for a while. Chiba Akagi, as I've said many times, part of the bumper crop of 2015 AWL rookies, easily the most successful of that class. Now you're going to see something that is a massive disadvantage here for Azteckaizer Neo. He's not a submissions guy. Most of his maneuvers are either knockout based or he goes for a pinfall. You see the Kaiser punch there, he would normally go for a fall after that. Now Azteckaizer Neo going to try and take advantage of the no disqualification rule, taking those hollowed out steel steps. Now they are hollow, so people think maybe they don't hurt as much, but the fact that those are hollow ring steps means that you've got that big old edge around the sides, around the back there, you can see it there. That can slice a man open like a cheese grater. That's like the mandolin in your kitchen. It will take off your finger and not even feel bad about it. As I was saying, Azteckaizer Neo is going to have to adjust his offense to find submissions where he would usually go for pinfalls. The scion of submission, Chiba Akagi, leader of Ningen Damashi, has no such restrictions on his offense. So this match does favor the human, the baseline flat scan of a human of Ningen Damashi. Now the rest of Ningen Damashi, Satoshi Tobu and Ikemen Taro, not at ringside. That is at request of Chiba Akagi himself. Again, he wants no excuses. He wants to prove that he can tap out a man using a supernatural, mystical artifact to enhance his abilities. This is the philosophy of Ningen Damashi, the human soul. They believe that heart, they believe that humanity is the primal ingredient to a successful professional wrestler. That's why they focus their feuds, they focus their animosity on demons and robots and superheroes and yokai and spirits and people that they believe are not fully human. They're fighting, they believe they are fighting back for oppressed humanity. And honestly, taking a look at the win-loss records in both AWL Hontai and AWL Strong and Free. Wait a minute, there's the Kaiser kick. Normally that's a knockout, But what is Azteckaizer Neo going to do here? He's thinking he can't go for the cover. He thinks he'll do more damage. But can he get those incredibly heavy... Oh, yes, he can! The superhuman strength granted by the Star of Aztec. And he's hesitating. He's a hero. He doesn't usually do this. But he has to make up for his disadvantage here somehow. Face first into that steel superstructure, the hardest part of the ring. And this match, like I said, no time limit, could go on all night. In fact, we have 3 potentially very long matches, because up next, it's the Intercontinental Championship match, followed by the Joshi Championship match, both with 30-minute time limits, as behooves a title bout in the AWL. Oh, big boot blocked! That's the superhuman aspect of Azteckaizer Neo. He can take those kind of blows and barely even feel them. That's the power of the Star of Aztec. And this capacity crowd going absolutely banana, to paraphrase Pat Patterson. Boot to the face, and right into the mount position, going for the hammer fist here. A little more MMA than submission wrestling. But if you can get the mount, if you can get that dominant position, that puts you in space for a lot of options, and deja vu all over again. He tapped out on the outside to this move a couple of weeks ago. This time it counts. And Azteckaizer knows that he can't risk staying in that sharpshooter for too long. As once again they're fighting up the ramp. There's no count out in this match. But we know that Azteckaizer Neo at least would rather fight in the ring than on the steel. And I don't blame him, I don't blame either of them. These are professional wrestlers, they're trained to compete in the ring. For the most part, they do that on instinct. It's safer, it's more comfortable for them. Kick to the midsection here. Oh! Opportunity not! German! And normally he would hold that for a bridge, but there's no point. Azteckaizer Neo still focusing on the strikes here. He needs to come up with some submission opportunities. He needs to find a way to put, if he's going to win this, if he's going to put Chiba Akagi away, he needs to do this. Collar and elbow tie-up, Irish whip back into the ring as Chiba Akagi now, fan of the Yokohama Bay Stars, with a baseball bat and a huge power slam. Oh, wait a minute now. The parts unknown mystery men, the baseball team of that legendary wrestling city. And going down, look, Manji Gatame! Manji Gatame! He's tapped Azteckaizer Neo out twice. He's never done it with his favorite submission hold. His tribute to the late great Antonio Inoki, the Manji Gatame. Here we go, going around, up, and boom! All within the rules, folks. No disqualification in this match, but no count out either. And he goes back to the Louisville Slugger. Oh, Jesus, right to the head. And somehow, that's the human heart, that's the human soul, that's the Ningen Damashi. Boot to the head. Oh, swing and a miss. And a double palm strike there, back into the Manji. And he's tapping. He's tapping. The referee sees it. And finally, it's taken him basically more than a month. And Chiba Akagi finally picks up a clean submission win over Azteckaizer Neo. And it all is official, above board, it counts.
It is your winner, Chiba Akagi.
The miracle hero, Chiba Akagi, picking up a massive win at AWL Hontai 416. Gold on the line in both our semi-final and main event matches tonight. A lucha legend looks to slay a demon.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, one submission knockout to decide the winner. And it is for the Animated Wrestling League's Intercontinental Championship.
There he is, the greatest luchador ever to set foot in the Animated Wrestling League. Longest reigning light heavyweight champion of all time, longest reigning champion of any division in terms of days held. Well, that's what longest means. But let's face it, Majiku, he is a father of grown children. He is not in the prime of his career. Does he have what it takes to slay a man who, even when he was a human, was one of the greatest wrestlers the AWL had ever seen? And now he is so much more, and yet so much less. Eerie, haunting music echoing throughout the AWL arena as the Intercontinental Champion arises from the pit. 109 wins, second only to Tiger Mask 2. 55 losses, a ratio of plus 54. The number one win-loss ratio in AWL Hontai. A man who believes he was cheated in his last challenge for the AWL Grand Championship, so instead of rising up the ranks again, he has chosen to go for the road less traveled, the Intercontinental Championship. He is an AWL Grand Slam champion. Third of up to 5 title defenses. If he can get that magic 5, if he can complete the IC title, he will challenge the AWL Grand Champion, whomever that may be, under the stipulations of his choosing. Limitless potential represented by that faceplate of the IC title. We now go to ringside for the official introductions.
Introducing first the challenger, fighting out of Mexico City, Mexico, the Warrior of Light, Majiku. And his opponent, accompanied by representing the plate, making his third victory as Intercontinental Champion.
Not yet. I think Majiku actually has a chance here.
Reigning and defending, yes he is. This is an officially sanctioned Intercontinental Championship match under the auspices of the Animated Wrestling League, AWL Commissioner presiding. At the sound of the bell, AWL official Babush Hana in charge.
Now you see what it's all about. In terms of rank, win-loss ratios, it's number 1 faces number 36. On paper, and in just looking at them, the tail of the tape, this is a mismatch. But that Lucha Libre style has brought many great victories to Majiku in his many years of Season 0 original here in the AWL. Snapmare into a running boot. Majiku, he needs to stick and move. This is going to be one of the, figure 4, and that's he's going for the figure 4 very, very quickly, and that's actually smart wrestling. Take the legs out from under a luchador, from under a high flyer of any kind. That, basically, that's clipping their wings. When we talk about wings in combat sport, we usually talk about the arms. No, for a luchador, it's their legs. That's what gives them the power to fly. The legs and the core. Oh, wait a minute! Sidestep! And that's the wily veteran aspect. Both of these men wily veterans, frankly. But Majikyu, at least momentarily, outsmarting Ganba Hisshi Dark. Since they're on the outside, I will remind you of the champion's advantage. The title only changes hands. Pinfall, submission, or knockout in the ring. Title cannot change hands on a countout, so right now, Majikyu has the goal of getting Ganba Hisshi Dark back into the ring, and I promise Ganba would not mind a cheap ring-out victory to retain the Intercontinental Championship. There you see the Demon Gisei in the managerial position. The demon that Ganba originally made his bargain with to become Ganba Hisshi Dark. Oh! Running backstabber. He originally took this form, Ganba did, in order to defend the AWL from outside threats. This was his Kishin Liger. This was his Dark Hulk. This was supposed to be his Demon Valor. This was supposed to be just when he needed it. He became seduced by the powers of darkness. Standing Manjigatame. Not known primarily for submissions, but between the Manjigatame and the step over toe hold face lock, the STF, Majikyu can submit his opponents when necessary, but the fact he's going for that so early in the bout tells me that his legs were damaged in that figure four. He's not going to fly as easily as he could under normal circumstances. And look again, the leg hurting off of that kick. Irish whip. Oh! Arm drag, high speed takedown by the Intercontinental Champion. Going for the cover, maybe a bit of a hesitation there. 1, 2. Majikyu kicks out. These two were AWL All-Stars once upon a time. Right hand. Oh no, the neck break pile driver. We've seen him do this so many times. One of the most dangerous moves in wrestling. And for the safety of the athlete, the official calls that a knockout.
Here's your winner, Ganba Hisshi Dark.
3 down. 2 to go. We thank the AWL graphic department for getting this ready so quickly. Main event time.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, 1 submission or a knockout, decide winner. And it is your main event of the evening for the Animated Wrestling League Joshi Championship.
The challenger picks up her 18th career win earlier tonight over Dragoness. She now is at 18 and 22, ratio of -4.
Got nothing left to prove. Your threats I find absurd. I am your hell.
Moved from the number 2 rank to the number 1 rank by defeating Dragoness, making her the number 1 contender, and her not-so-victorious partner will be acting as corner woman and manager tonight. (23-0). Closing in on the longest undefeated streak in the history of the Animated Wrestling League, currently at 25, held by Wonder Kid back in Season 0. And of course, making her 5th defense of the Joshi Championship, the title she holds incredibly proudly.
Introducing first the challenger, fighting out of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. She is the #1 rank in the AWL Best 4, Emily Nagasaki. And her opponent, she is the reigning and defending Admin Wrestling League Joshi Champion, tonight making her 5th title defense. Fighting out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the true Toronto Star, the undefeated Amy Wade. This is an officially sanctioned Joshi Championship match under the auspices of the Animated Wrestling League. AWL Commissioner presiding and the founder of AWL official Hana Hafish in charge. She said she's okay with the name either way, not my fault.
Alright, a little bit defensive there by our ring announcer. 30 minutes on the clock, bang a gong, the main event is on for the Joshi Championship. And I would say almost as importantly, the undefeated streak of Amy Wade on the line. Now remember, Emily Nagasaki has already wrestled a match tonight, but she's not going to let that stop her. She will still give every ounce of that 10 pounds of muscle in a 5-pound bag. Did I just compare measurement systems? Yes, I did. Do I care? No. Even if she's at less than 100%, she will give 100%. Will Emily Nagasaki now? Emily Nagasaki is going to be looking for that Nagasaki lock. Amy Wade is going to be looking for the Superwoman punch, maybe the sharpshooter. And wait a minute, a pentabreaker opportunity here. Oh, and that's the right arm. That is the right arm of Amy Wade. That's the arm she uses for the Superwoman punch. That could have just taken away one of the biggest weapons in the champion's arsenal. When it comes to grappling skill, I think these two are fairly evenly matched. Strength, I think fairly evenly matched. Amy Wade with less experience in the Animated Wrestling League, but that's never stopped her before. Uh-oh, the ropes now being used as a weapon, bending the rules a bit. But the referee's not going to disqualify that easily in a championship match, as the 10 pounds of muscle in a 5-pound bag sent out to the outside like a sack of potatoes. Off of a few potatoes, I think, in that flurry of offense by Amy Wade. Now, Amy Wade has knocked out opponents on the outside of the ring before, so she can win this out here. Hypothetically, a knockout win could cause a title change on the outside. I'm not sure. But the count-out rule always favors the champion. We do that because we want the title to change hands on clear, decisive finishes. We do not want anyone to luck or fluke their way into being a champion of this league. We don't do that. We don't want that. And especially if you're going to end the undefeated streak of Amy Wade, you want to do it 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, or a tap, tap, tap submission. Ooh! And that may have been a fine, but if it's for the title, some people are willing to pay it. One, the rough and tumble style, not quite as clean and technical as her partner, Jessica Kidd, and oh, reversal here. Oh! And again, going after the arms. That was the left arm that time. But now back to the right for the pentabreaker. Trying to dislocate the shoulder, trying to break the arm, hyperextend the elbow, do whatever damage she can to disable the Superwoman punch. If she can do that, Amy Wade becomes a lot more vulnerable. And in terms of sheer punching power, even with Amy Wade's kickboxing background, I think I give that advantage to Emily Nagasaki, and certainly the unorthodox style. I think the secret to beating Amy Wade is giving her something she's not dealt with before. Surprise her. Take advantage of the fact that she's only had 22 matches in her professional career. Emily Nagasaki near double that. So now an armbar reversed. into a waist lock with a knee strike right to the head. Maybe going for the knockout win here. That's the valid method of victory in a championship contest here in the AWL. And now Jessica Kidd getting involved, and that minor distraction could be all Emily Nagasaki needs. Let's see how she comes out on the end of this. No, she does not. There's the right hand, but that's going to have been weakened by the damage to the arm, and therefore only getting a 1 count. Just not enough oomph on that punch. And that's another factor here, is the longer this match goes, the more damage done to that arm, the weaker those strikes are going to get. Takes like 4 or 5 shots, including a drop kick, to get Emily Nagasaki off of her feet. And I think the champion realizes he's in trouble, going for the legs there, maybe going for the sharpshooter. Wait a minute, butterfly, Nagasaki lock! The Nagasaki lock, that's the move that tapped out Dragoness less than an hour ago. Will we have a new champion? Will the streak be broken by submission? I think...
Gofen Keika, 5 minutes max.
I think Emily Nagasaki just was within a second there. But I think Amy Wade would rather have her neck broken than tap out. She'll lose her streak on a doctor stoppage before it stops on a tap out. And again, hitting with those rights where they don't. Oh, there we go. There's a strike with the full force. The knee. Emily Nagasaki, that's the kickboxing background. She's got multiple points of attack here. A consummate striker. Is the AWL Joshi champion. Nagasaki getting her opponent back into the ring where she needs her. Block of the strike. Oh, Uraken! Into the cover. 1, rope break. So wait a minute. What? The referee missed the rope break, and I think Amy Wade did too. Let's take a look at that. Look at how Amy Wade makes the cover here. Uraken. And she's looking up at the light. She doesn't see the rope behind her. And neither does the referee.
Okay. Here is your winner, and still Animated Wrestling League, Joshi Champion.
Amy Wade doesn't realize what happened.
Amy Wade.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the wrong decision, but the referee's decision is final and sacrosanct. This is not over. これで決まりません。